Check mine out.
Okay. So L'chaim, we say like this. The Gemara says in Sanhedrin, in a sugya which speaks about Moshiach, it says that in the end of the days is going to be emet ne'ederet. The true is going to be absent. But the Jew asks, why is it so? Why Hashem do it that in the end of the day the true is going to be absent? And same as we see, for example, by Torah, it says that today we're finishing the first Sefer of Rambam, 3 Prokim, and it says there in Ilkos Talmud Torah, it says that a Torah doesn't come to a person so easily. A person can't just like enjoy this world and to have all the pleasance of it. Obviously, sometimes he gets it too. But Torah, like, some person has to, the language of which Gemara uses, it's like he has to kill himself for it. And Torah came and said, like, it's not. So too with the Geula. A person asks, why do I have to, like, why Hashem does it in such a way that the true is absent, and then on top of that, we have, nowadays, we have such a thing as all the, like, sfeikas, like, people have sfeikas in the Muna, people, like, going away from Judaism, they hear, like, they hear voices, called shofar, they hear different things. Why is it so? So that's a question. And then we see that in the times already, like, of the sages from previous generations, they already started to speak about it, they started to write the books about it, like Kuzari and Mori Nebuchim, and they discuss those type of things that never was discussed before in Jewish history, but they see that it's important topics, they talk about it. So, which I will bring us like this, that Maral in his sefer about Geula, which is called Netzach Yisrael, he brings over there example, following example. It speaks over there about Nagar, about a person who builds a house. You see a person builds a house, puts his strength in it, his power, and then, let's say a person passed away. Well, person passed away, but you see a house staying. So do you think that this Nagar, this builder, he is the Siba for that house? He is the reason for that house? No, because if he would be the reason for that house, so it can't be that a reason is gone and the outcome, the result, is alive, it's state, it's existing. Which means that he is not the Siba. And so too he brings example by the father. Sometime whatever, like father made the kid and then whatever, like father passed away, but kid alive. How come? So he explains that really the true Siba is Hashem. The true reason for all the things is Hashem. Happened to be what did this builder or what did this father? The builder, he did is Karvus Eitzim, which means like he put some trees together. He put like one brick to another brick, and the father he planted the seed, and that's why he created the kid. But true essence, like what's the real reason of everything is Hashem. So same thing is with the goals. The goals which you have right now, it's just a thingy on the way, which means that's not that's not the main thing. It's just to be something. It's a mesubah. It's like this builder which built the house. Even that he died, it doesn't mean that he is the reason for the house. The real reason is Hashem. So that's why he says over there also, that's why like even whatever, like way Chassidus explains the war of Gog and Magog and things like that, but even according to explanation it's saying that there's going to be some war and this Gog and Magog, but it's known, he says it's impossible that some kind of war going to wipe out all Jews. Like it's just impossible. Such a thing that it doesn't come to the mind. So we'll say like this, saying that a person has to know what is the real goal, which means that nothing should stop him. Even that he sees some kind of a goal on the way, but he has to know that the goal is the Geula. That's your goal. And any obstacle shouldn't stop you on the way, and even that some kind of a blockage appears, you should remove it, you should throw it in garbage. We should deal with it, whatever the case might be. And not just that, but sometimes, but I want to point out that sometimes through that obstacle which came, a person might get a bigger recognition, a bigger appreciation what he is involved with. like for example, let's say a person sometimes like he asks question, why I have to do this and this, or why like we by Jews like we have this and this type of custom. So there is a statement which goes like this. There is a statement that says that hisorin yedia, the lack of knowledge, that's not an excuse. That's das shaitim. If you have a lack of knowledge and you don't exactly understand why we're doing this and that, that's not Hashem's problem. It's your problem. So you have a problem. Research about. Nowadays there's so many things where you could research. There is a Google and Wikipedia. Like you could just simply find answer. Obviously there are certain things that really the real answers are hidden. But even we see nowadays, like even in the Hukim, even the laws which are above our mind, the Zohar does bring some kind of reason. It might be not the reason, but there is some kind of reasons, even for Hukim, for anything what you want, whatever you want. You have a question, sometimes that's the whole point, that sometimes person, he just stops there. I have a question, that's it. Like, I can't do that thing anymore. That's the end. No, research about it. Which means that the question itself, the obstacle itself, it should push you in order to find the treasure which is hidden in that question. And as Shlomo Melech said, that Yitro Oir comes from the Choshech, that the advantage of a light comes specifically from the darkness. And that's another explanation. I was thinking that you're saying that Moshiach answered to Baal Shem Tov, when your wellspring is gonna be spread out. And there is over there Nakuda, which I want to speak about, is Mainosecho, your wellsprings, which mean that nowadays, what's the wellsprings of Baal Shem Tov? Baal Shem Tov, he's the one who's taking a secret, who's taking the Zohar, this, that, and he takes it out, taking it out of the cave, and he brings it to people that anybody, lady, kid, they should be able to understand it. On the practical level, what they could do with that secret, not to have it just like something hidden somewhere, like in a cave somewhere where nobody could see, but no, even kid could do some kind of a shlichus in this world. He could also taste from that dessert, because like Zohar refers to the secret as dessert. So he would participate like in it. So today we see that if you go like in the internet days, and you can see like so many like Kabbalah centers, which mean people who are bringing some kind of a wellsprings. They're taking Kabbalah, some parts of it, true parts, not true, whatever, like they're making up stuff, but they are taking Kabbalah and they bring it to people. And it doesn't make difference to them, like sometimes they would bring it, Jews, non-Jews, doesn't make whatever it is. They just bring and they share stuff. And some stuff, obviously it's true, but some stuff is not, and some stuff it's really like crooked mindset, and crooked a worldview, which causes to people just to go crazy. Like for example, like my friend told me that his friends, they also going to this Kabbalah, and Jews, whatever, like they was getting to Judaism like on a proper way, like a little here and there. But then they heard of Kabbalah, and especially like Sephardim people, they get excited about Kabbalah, like secret. I'm gonna be the man, I'm gonna be able to do a magic trick, like I'm gonna be able to impress. I'm gonna run the world, like they just get and like. And whatever, they went to this Kabbalah center, like, and some lightman or whoever it was, whatever it is, they told him like, Kabbalah, everything is beautiful. Kippah, you don't need kippah, you could be a good Jew without kippah. Shabbos, you don't need Shabbos, you could be a good Jew without Shabbos. And they teach all this type of things. And it's really like, so what Moshiach said about Shem Tov, that obviously that there is such a thing as a Zohar. And right now we live in the days when it came time to reveal it. But the way you are revealing it, that's the way, it has to be a proper way. Because the Zohar, it's like, you're dealing with the bomb. It's something which is like, if you're doing something wrong, it might explode. It also like, if you're doing it properly, then that's the thing which gonna blow the golos, which gonna blow up the golos, and which gonna bring the geula. And that's why it has to be done in a proper way. And we'll finish with the story that, which means the whole point what I want to say is like this, that nowadays we live in a time there is so many like questions, and people like want to go away from religious, this, that, but that itself should push you to look more into that concept, in the concept of Judaism. And right now, today, with the books and all the researches which you could do, you could just get much, and that's what Hashem wants probably. He wants to get us, we should get much more bigger appreciation about Judaism. You understand? Because like nowadays, we live in a quick world. I have a question, I have no answer, that's it. Fry out, like I found a way, I found my excuse. That's not the excuse. So the story was like this, that I had a friend, and he was in yeshiva, but he was not like into it. He would whatever, like he was on his phone, he was in movies and this and that, he wasn't kind of seder, davening. He wouldn't, but it's not the shot that he didn't like that, he just didn't found somebody who would be able to explain to him that thing properly. And he just whatever, like he was, and then he got involved in some other things, and basically, and then he was thrown out from yeshiva. And then he started thinking about like what's happening and this, that, and he started to research about like maybe I should get back on the way. And little by little he got back, and they took him back in yeshiva. And he started to do it for real. He started to come for davening because he wants to daven. He started to come seder because he really wants to learn. And he threw all the like things away, not because as like some kind of like, oh, you can't watch this movie because Hashem gonna come and he's gonna punish you, you know, or like police gonna catch you. No, because he, with his own mind, he understands it. And that's the statement which Chassidim used to say, that Baal Shem Tov, he didn't make us more religious, he made us more smarter. Baal Shem Tov didn't came, and even like obviously he did more like Baal Shem Tov comes with the whole series, with the whole like additional customs and additional things, but that's not the main point. Like when Baal Shem Tov comes, he comes with this chassidus to and chassidus. It's a logic, it's a philosophy. Obviously, like it's above the logic. Obviously, there is a locus. There is a godliness, but in such a way that each single human being could find the answers for himself, and he shouldn't look on the things outside of yours, but you should look deep inside of you. And that's where also like the one thing that's what Rebbe said, that he said that sometimes person he trying, like he has a problem, so he trying to find the answer on it somewhere outside of his, like, oh, I heard of this center, or I heard about this in this organization. But sometimes try just to look inside of you. Maybe the answer, because answer is also is known, answer is always very close to question. So sometimes looking here and there, but you forgot to look a little bit in the inside, a little bit deeper into the question itself, and then Bez Hashem you should be able to find all the answers. And finally, that Hashem should give us the ultimate answer, which is Geula. So take it miyat mamash that Moshiach should come and the Beis Hamikdash should be rebuilt in our days.
Amen.
Amazing.